All right, I'm just going to ask you, we're going to make this as quick as possible.
All
It's
right.
mainly about, 2000, 2001 when you first came in, and then obviously the national championship. So I guess you came in, big-time recruit, but there was Reggie and Santana Moss in front of you. What was it like having them as sort of teaching you the ropes, and that first season you're having to play mostly special teams?
It was great. Those guys took me under their wing, and treated me like a little brother. And we just came in. I saw the way they worked. Reggie and Santana and Andre King and all those guys. They worked their butts off, and they were great teachers. To me and Kevin Beard and Anthony Johnson, and you know, we just learned as much as we could from them. And every question we had, or anything we asked them, they always they had an answer for us.
How tough was it for you to have to play mainly special teams that first season? And there were a lot of guys. There was Kellen Winslow playing
Right.
special teams, Antrell Roll on special teams later on, starting out, even though you guys were stars.
Well, I wouldn't say it was tough. You want to get out there and play, but at the same time, I think the great thing about our team is everybody knew their role, and I think that's why we were so successful as a team, because everyone knew their role. When you got your opportunities, you had to capitalize on it, and you knew there were other ways you had to help the team also. So my main thing at that point was special teams, and I was out there trying to do everything I could and make every play I could on special teams.
Coach Davis leaves, Coach Coker comes in. You become the man as far as at the wide receiver position. Santana and Reggie leave. How tough was that transition for you and for the team?
I think it kind of caught everybody off guard, when Coach Davis left. Guys really didn't know, who they were going to bring in as the coach, and we were hearing different things, and all the guys got together, and we were just like, we wanted Coach Coker to be the head coach because we knew we had something special, and we didn't want to lose none of the coaches, that we had. So we felt very comfortable with Coach Coker, and we went to the athletic director at the time and told him, we wanted, Coach Coker to be our coach.
What was the locker room like then? Was it run by the players, and sort of you guys kept each other accountable, or were the coaches pretty involved as well?
Nah, the players pretty much ran the team. We had some great leaders. I think Reed was the top guy, who, everyone followed. I think if you had to say who was the top leader on the team, I think you would have to give it to Ed Reed. But, it was ran by the team. We held each other accountable. When guys, messed up or did something wrong, you can call a guy out, and, a guy didn't have a problem with that. And like I said, I think that's what made our team real special.
In 2001, you had big games versus Penn State to start the season. Florida State, you personally have a big game, and it all comes down to the Rose Bowl. First touchdown. What do you remember from that first touchdown that you scored on the deep ball to Ken Dorsey?
Well, I think it was Keo Craver, at the time covering me, and he had made a pick earlier, in the game, and people talk so much about that matchup the whole week. How was I going to perform against him? And I think we had a big punt return or something, or a turnover or something that happened, and we ran a double post play, and it was a play that we ran a lot, and we made a lot of big plays off of it, and he was standing in front of me, and I just grabbed him and threw him down, and I was just running down the field wide open. So I think that pretty much just set the tone for the game, the rest of the way.
What about Green Tree? I mean, a lot of guys would say games were easy because
Right.
the tough part was during the week practicing against, the DBs, the Philip Buchanans, the Mike Rumps that you
Right.
had to go up against every week. What was it like? How tough was it practicing on Green
It was real tough. If you just looked at the talent alone that was on our team, uh, you wasn't facing that, on other teams, and it was a competition every day. The offense was trying to beat the defense, and the defense was trying to beat the offense, and it wasn't nothing personal, but we went hard against each other because we knew it made us better, and when you got in the games, and, it was easy. It made the games very easy.
2001 team, in your opinion, is that the best team to ever take the field in all of college football?
I think so. I would have to say so. I think, if you just look at that roster alone, I don't think you will ever find a roster with that many first round picks on it or anything. So um, I think that team alone was the best college football team.
You left the following year, after the following year, and were obviously a number 1 draft pick, and kept the streak going along with Jerome McDougal, William Joseph, Willis McGahee. How important was it then to sort of get in the first round, get drafted in the first round? The pride that's involved in that.
Well, you knew if you went out and performed the way you were capable of performing, that you can hopefully be a first round pick or be a top pick in the draft. And my receiver coach told me that when I first got there, he was like, you don't understand the type of talent that you have. He was like, you could be a top 5 pick. And when I first got there, I didn't understand it. And as the years went on, I learned a lot from him. And I ended up being the 3rd pick in the draft.
The Orange Bowl. When you think back to playing in the Orange Bowl, what memories do you have? What was it about the Orange Bowl?
I think the Orange Bowl was the greatest place to play a football game. I got a chance to play in there in high school, and then to, come to the U and play there. I mean, when you walked in the Orange Bowl, it just smelled different. When you walked in that place, when you smelt it, you just knew where you were at. And it was just sad to see a great place like that just disappear.
The smoke, running through the smoke. I don't know if it was maybe your first time running through the smoke, or what memories do you have? What when you see that smoke, what do you remind? What do you remind?
It was the greatest feeling. I don't think that's a feeling you can really describe. I saw that as a little kid growing up, and I always wanted to be a Hurricane, and I always wanted to run through that smoke, and I got a chance to do that, and it was a great feeling. It was game time when you ran through that smoke.
I think we're good. Now, 2 questions for you. One, some workouts, workouts we went through, and 2, just a shout out and support the U Reloaded through Indigo.
All right.
So yeah, I guess talk about a lot of guys, they think of summer workouts. It's the sand pit, 110s, and just being out there on 7-on-7s. What do you remember from those?
Those days were some of the roughest days, but at the same time, I think what we did then, like I said, it made the games easier. I don't think any team was in better shape than we were as a football team. Those 110s and being in that sand pit, and when guys struggle to bring your brother along and make sure he finished and stuff like that. And like I said, we held each other accountable, in what we did. So it was rough, but at the same time, it was a lot of fun.
What did you want, Najee, on the line?
Just support the Indiegogo project.
So you could say support the U Reloaded on Indiegogo.
On Indiegogo?
Yeah.
Support the U Reloaded on Indiegogo.
Thanks, man.
All right, bro.